Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another episode of Pivot Point here in World of Tanks. Today I am in my T54E1 in a Tier 9 standard battle on El Haluf, and I am heading for the big boy corner up in A1, A2, but on the way I see an AMX 1390, the Tier 8 French auto-loading light tank. I take a first shot at him and miss. This gun constantly trolls me at range. And then out of frustration more than anything, I take a second shot, a blind shot, and it happens to go in. So RNGesus and me, we're even as far as I'm concerned so far this match. So I know I've got to climb the hill here, and I decide to go for the reload so that I've got a full clip when I get to the top of the hill, hoping that by the time I get up there, I will be pretty much loaded and ready for anything that I happen to see. So I'm at the top of the hill, my reload is nearly done, and I'm looking for tanks to cross this gap here in the rocks. And there we go, I see an M46 Patton, that's the Tier 9 American medium tank. Take a first shot at him and put it in. Second shot was a bad shot, I should have saved that. That definitely wasn't going to hit, and of course it did not. So then I pull back, he got into cover there, and he's up on the right, and it looks like with at least one more friend. But I do see a chance to finish off my clip here. There's my opposite number, the T54E1, Tier 9 medium tank, and I'm able to put two shots into him, damaging his gun, and I pull back. And so the M46 Patton, he gets one thing right and one thing wrong. He gets right that I'm reloading, but he gets wrong that I don't have friends back here to help me out. So he just YOLOs over the hill, and he's in a world of hurt. We've got three tanks down here that can put some damage into him. I'm able to get out of the way. I don't want to take another hit. Finish off my reload here, and he's on a sliver of health, and he's going to take off running here. And so my reload finishes just a split second too late, but I'm going to see if I can poke over this ridge and finish him off. And there's no need to, as my ally secures that kill. So he traded his tank for one, maybe two hits into me there. Not a good decision on his part. So I'm fully loaded, but I need to climb back up into position here at the top of the hill. And this auto-loader, managing your reloads, is really one of the biggest challenges in these auto-loading tanks. If you miss a shot, or if you miss two shots, you've lost half your clip potential, and the reload on this thing is over 30 seconds, depending on your equipment and skill loadout. So I climb the hill, and again I see another M46 Patton, and I was able to put three shots into him, so that was a really good result. And I've got one left, and here again, the challenges of managing your clip in an autoloader. So I have one in the clip, I want to put it into a tank rather than spend the next 30 seconds reloading. So I'm cresting the ridge here, trying to find a target, and I expose way too much of my tank and take another hit needlessly. If I had just played cautiously, reloaded, I would have been in a much better position than giving away that health for free. But I do get a chance here. The T30, I'm able to go for his upper plate. It's kind of rounded, and the angle there, the section that I was pointing at was a bit flat in terms of the angle, so I was able to go through the upper plate there on that T30. And now I can go for my reload. So as I'm reloading here, the scores are 4-6. We're down. We seem to have this flank outnumbered though, so we need to push, fold this flank, clean up these kills, and then assess where the enemy is, because if we spend too long here, we're going to be even more outnumbered and we'll be outflanked as well. So my clip reloads, and I take a punt at the T54E1 as he retreats, and I miss. I pull forward here to try to finish off the T30, but he gets back into cover and then is immediately taken out by an ally. So I've got three loaded, and there's 5 tanks here converging on this T54E1 hiding around the corner here. And again, this needs to happen fast. So the tanks stack up. I guess everyone, is a little bit damaged, doesn't want to take a hit, but the longer we wait, the worse off we're going to be. And you can see on the mini-map, the enemy has 4 or 5 tanks closing in on our cap circle. So we got to do this quick. So I'm pushing here. I get around the corner. I have a nice high roll for 415 there. Average damage on a shell in this 105mm is 390, so that was a nice roll to secure that kill. But even if I didn't have him, my second shot certainly would have. So again, looking at the mini-map, I noticed there were a good number of enemy tanks closing in on our cap circle from the southeast. So I'm on the map, I'm pinging the map, and I'm trying to message my allies saying, guys, we need to get back and defend the base. And the scores are tied right now, so it's important that we go back in force, and if we all go back together, we should be able to finish off the offensive team, the offensive part of the enemy team, clean them up, and then hopefully we'll still have numbers where we can turn and once again go on the attack. But it doesn't work out that way. Half of our forces that were up in that corner decide they're going to push on to the enemy base, and I do get 2 heavy tanks to come back this way with me, but they're pretty far behind. So I'm heading back to the enemy base. I'm not quite sure what to expect. I'm trying to keep myself somewhat in cover here. I don't want to just charge out into the open and get caught by whatever enemy tanks are coming our way. And all of a sudden things are looking pretty good. We were up 10-7 there for a second. Now it's 10-8, so we have the advantage. Our enemy tanks look like they're pushing in on the enemy base. It looks like a 3-on-1 situation up there, so hopefully they'll clean that up, and we can secure this victory. Here I'm taking a look at the map just to get a good detailed view of where, you know, the tanks that I can see are located. And I'm going to poke over the ridge here to see if any of these enemy tanks I saw earlier are visible. And no, that's odd. And now I see on the map 4 of the enemy tanks are back defending their base. It looks like they did what I did. They all went back to try and defend against the push. And so now this is the situation where we didn't want. Now it's me back here defending, and we've got 2-3 tanks attacking, and they're outnumbered. So both of our flanks individually are outnumbered rather than going as one force. But anyway, I do find a Tiger 2. He was here. He was pushing on our base. I put a couple into him, get him tracked, and then my last shot does no damage but retracts him. And I do take a hit and return, and I need to pull back in order to reload. And the Tiger 2 takes out one of the tanks that came back with me, and then there is a second Tiger 2 here with me that came back to defend. And I don't know how he does it, but he manages to stay in this fight here. He bounces or eats 2 or 3 shots while I'm going through my reload. Hats off to him. He must have been angling very well and playing well to hang around in this game. And my clip is finally reloaded. I went with a premium clip here. I was not messing around. Put one into him, and I'm struggling with the gun depression. Cannot get a nice shot on the flank here, but then he advances, and I'm able to get the gun down. 2 more shots into him, secure my second kill of the game, and quickly go for a reload. So again, we seem to be doing okay. We're up 12-11, and it looks like we have the advantage. We're up 13-11, so this is great. I think, okay, I need to get back on the offensive. We outnumber them 4-2, and then just like that, we give away another kill. So now it's 13-12 in terms of the scores. We have 3 tanks to their 2. And I do see there that there's a Yag Tiger as one of the remaining tanks, and he seemed to be on nearly full health. He had 0 kills when that offensive push started when I came back to base. So he must have been cleaning up and took almost no damage in return. That's a really poor result for the push on that flank. So I'm heading into position here. I notice my friendly tank, it's an IS-3, he's going right, so I want to go left. I want 2 angles. I know the Yag Tiger doesn't have a turret, so if one of us can get in behind him, hopefully we'll be able to put in some good work and eliminate him from the game. One mistake I make here is I keep a regular clip loaded. I'm thinking because it's 3-on-2 and the Yag Tiger doesn't have a turret, I'll probably get his flank or his rear, and therefore the regular ammo should be enough. And there is a heavy tank left. I don't know where that guy is, but I need to keep a couple rounds in reserve, premium rounds for that tank. And then disaster. The Yag Tiger catches our IS-3 out in the open, coming up the slope, and he eliminates him. So that's his 4th kill, and we're in trouble. So I'm advancing up the hill. My Tiger 2 ally, who survived that last fight with the Tiger 2 while we were on defense, is also advancing up the hill, and I decide now I cannot mess around. I need to reload premium clip here so that I can deal with whatever targets present themselves. And boy, I really think it was a mistake waiting that long, and it could prove costly. So I'm trying to climb the hill, but not too quickly. I don't want to give away my position before I'm loaded. So I'm climbing up. My ally's hanging in the game. It looks like he's trying to stay under the gun depression of that Yag Tiger. 7 seconds, 6 seconds, and I get spotted, and oh, I have the rear of the Tiger 2, and my clip isn't loaded. I do get 1 shot, and now he's over the ridge. And boy, what a disappointment that is. So I come around here to see if I have the Yag Tiger, and he's facing me. So I put 1 shot into him, but he puts a huge one into me in return. My 2nd shot goes into the rocks. My 3rd shot goes into the rocks. Oh my gosh, disaster. I'm on under 100 health. My clip is empty, and I think I really threw it away there, guys. That was just a terrible, terrible result on that engagement. where I could have secured the win for our team with a little bit better play. And I think I played like a bit of a donkey there, and our team may end up paying for it. So the Tiger II crests the ridge. Oh my goodness. I get saved by the tracks eating a shot there. So I'm expecting the Yag Tiger to come down the hill around this corner. I'm hoping he does, I'm loaded. He won't be able to turn, and no, he's still at the top of the hill. So that's not going to work out. And oh my word, the Tiger II did come down to get me, but he's a one-shot. The Yag Tiger took out my ally. I'm going to aim, premium round loaded, and it bounces off the shoulder of the Tiger II. His side armor deflects the hit, and he's able to remove me from the game. What a disappointment. Absolute heartbreak. So there it is, guys. 6,000 plus damage. That is my highest damage in any tank I've ever played. I don't quite have a tier 10 unlocked yet. So in my tier 9, 6,000 damage is a great result. High caliber, first class mastery badge. But there was an ace tanker in it there. If I had just played a little bit better at the end of that game to have that premium clip loaded faster, I could have taken out the Tiger II, and then it would have been a game for us to play with that Yag Tiger. It would have been an easy win, but it wasn't meant to be. Still, I think it was a really entertaining clip, a really good game for me, despite the numerous mistakes that I made. But, you know, feel free in the comments below. Call out where you think I made other errors that I didn't highlight. Should I have pushed with the rest of my forces on instead of heading back to the base? Or should they have come back with me? And feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll try to improve for next time. So we have a 1608 base XP game for the first class mastery badge. 24 shots, 19 hits, and 16 penetrations. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.